Hi guys, my name is Mohammed Sharif and today I wanted to talk with you about the F word. I know you're probably thinking, what is the F word, Mohammed? What are we talking about? Well, the F word is forgiveness and the practice of choosing forgiveness. You see, the word forgiveness, it simply means to let go. It means to let go of the past. Let go of the things that have held you back. Let go of the things that have hurt you. Let go of the things that have offended you. It's literally a choice to let that go. And today I want to tell you a personal story of mine, and I hope this story inspires you to let go of anything that may have hurt you or anything that you're carrying inside of you in your memory, in your heart that you should not be carrying. Because when we're holding on to offense and when we're holding on to hurt, those things create blockage. It creates block from us moving truly into our full destiny, into our full calling, into what we were called for, into what we were created to be. And so I hope that this video inspires you, and at the end of it that you'll choose to make forgiveness a practice in your daily life and choose to let things go because it doesn't benefit you. And so the story I wanted to tell you today is the story about my parents and how when I was born, none of my parents were there. My mom wasn't there, and my dad, I've seen my dad twice in my entire life. And I never understood, and I may tear up during this video, but it's okay, it's emotional, it's who I am. It's the choice of forgiveness and the journey of forgiveness. And because my parents were not there, I had thoughts, millions of thoughts just swirling in my head, in my existence, as to really in my atmosphere. Why wasn't my parents there? What did I do wrong? What was I a mistake? Did they not want me? But I know that that's not the case. But as a child growing up, those were the thoughts that were there. That was the atmosphere that I lived in, is constant question as to why didn't I have a parents? Why did everyone else have their parents with them and I was the only one that didn't have one? Why was I the reject? And I know I wasn't the reject. My mom was there, but not always. I was raised with my grandparents, and I saw my dad twice in my entire life. And forgiving my mom wasn't so much of a hard thing. It was the forgiveness of my dad. And for so many years, for many, many years of my life, I've held on to unforgiveness towards him because I blamed myself and I blamed him. I questioned why did my dad want nothing to do with me? Until a few years ago, I was on vacation with a few friends off the coast of Panama, and we were in the Pacific Ocean on a beautiful boat one evening at around 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the evening. We were coming back from a beautiful island, and the sun had just started setting. And, everyone is partying and having a grand time, dancing and singing on the boat. And I found myself sitting on the very back of this boat, feeling really sad and really down. Here we are in a moment where everyone is having a blast. Everyone is having so much fun. And here I am feeling sad. And I couldn't figure out why I was feeling sad until it dawned on me that my thoughts were filled with thoughts of my dad. And why is my dad not in my life? All of a sudden, it just popped out of nowhere. My entire being was filled with these thoughts. My head was filled with these thoughts as to where is my dad and why is he freaking not in my life? And I started getting really sad and I started tearing up. And I remember looking out at the back of the boat and all I can see is the beautiful sunset. And there is nothing or no one else on the horizon except for the colors of the sunset and water. For as far as my eyes can see, that's all I can see is water and colors of the sunset. And I remember in that moment sitting there, staring off into the sunset, thinking, I was the biggest mistake that this planet has ever experienced. And again, that was the biggest lie as well. And why is my dad not in my life? It's like there's this longing inside of me from years and years and years. There's this longing inside of me to want to be with my dad. And in that moment, I realized that that was probably never going to happen because he made a choice to take me out of his life. And that was a choice that he is going to live with. And that's a choice that I have to live with as well. And I cannot hold on to unforgiveness towards his choice. And that was the moment I realized that my Heavenly Father was staring right back at me, face to face, nose to nose, cheeks to cheek, and his eye did not break contact with my eyes. And he was staring straight into my very being. And he said to me, I remember hearing an inner audible voice in that moment saying that, yes, he's not there. Your physical dad may not be there, but your Heavenly Father is always with you. And no matter which way you look, and no matter how you may feel, and no matter how your emotions try to dictate this moment right here, right now, your Heavenly Father will never leave you nor forsake you. And you can always count on that. You can always count on him being there with you every single moment of every single day. And that was a beautiful opportunity. In that moment was a beautiful opportunity for me to let forgiveness be the bedrock of my existence, to let forgiveness be the foundations of my life moving forward. And that was the moment I chose forgiveness. I chose to let go of everything that have hurt me about my dad not being in my life. I chose to let go of the ideas and the thoughts of me being a mistake. I chose to let go of the thoughts that drove me crazy of thinking I was rejected and I was not wanted. I choose to let those things go. And I choose to sail as far away from those thoughts as far away as possible. And that was the moment that I started to experience a level of freedom in my own life that I had never experienced up until then. And in that moment, years of anger and years of sadness just lifted. It just lifted. And you know, one of my favorite story in the Bible is the story of Peter asking Jesus, how many times should I forgive? Should I forgive 7 times? And Jesus' response to Peter was, forgive 70 times 7. And every single day, friends, every single day, we are given an opportunity to forgive 490 times. 70 times 7 is 490 times. And how many of us even forgive 5 times a day? Not very many. I know that was my story. And still, making forgiveness a practice in my daily life, making forgiveness part of my meditation session in the morning, it's one of those practices that have completely transformed my life. Because every single day, I'm choosing to say, I am letting go of the things that have hurt me. I am letting go of the people that have offended me. I am choosing to see this person in front of me, even though they're not physically there. I am choosing to visualize them in front of me and saying to them, I forgive you. And I forgive myself. And I'm choosing to let this situation go and let it and put it into the hands of forgiveness himself. And I know you're probably thinking, well, how can I possibly, Muhammad, how can I possibly forgive the seemingly unforgivable? How can I possibly forgive the boss that chooses to beat me up every single day with their words? How can I possibly forgive my abuser? How can I choose to forgive these people when they've done this to me? You see, friends, forgiveness is not for them. They're not the ones that's walking around with this weight in their heart or this coat on their shoulder of unforgiveness. They're not the one that unforgiveness is holding them back from their destiny or their true calling. You are. You are. Forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. And again, I am not pointing fingers, and you know who you are. Some of you, you probably need to forgive yourself because that's how deep it is. You're holding on to unforgiveness towards yourself, and it's causing you to be sick. literally sick. That used to be my story as well. I'd so held on to unforgiveness towards myself that I never figure out why was I always sick. Until I realized, until I came to the realization that, Muhammad, you're holding on to unforgiveness towards yourself, and it is time to let that go. Let that go and live a life way beyond your wildest dream. Live a life way beyond anything you can possibly think about. Like any thought that you can possibly think about towards your life. Live a life way beyond all of that. Choose forgiveness as your bedrock. Choose forgiveness as your foundation and watch your life transform. Living a life of forgiveness and making the practice of forgiveness is what guides us into freedom. Step by step, it is what guides us into freedom. And when you're open and willing to forgiveness, when you're open and willing to making this practice normal and let it become normality in your life, you're opening up yourself every single day to the magnitude of this word. You're opening up yourself every single day to the power of this word. You're opening up yourself every single day to miracles. Doors are going to open up in your life when you start choosing forgiveness. Doors, I'm not kidding you, doors of favor that you never expected are going to just show up. Things are just going to just show up in your life simply by choosing to forgive and let go and letting that weight stay in the past and living in the present moment and looking forward with expectation to the future. It's not hard. We make it seem hard. We make it seem like this deep, deep anchor that's holding us like in one place, but it isn't hard. It's a choice. And every time those thoughts come up, it's a choice to choose again. Every single time the thoughts of abandonment or of abuse or of offense or of hurt, every single time these thoughts come up, that's an invitation, it's an opportunity, it's a choice to choose again, to choose forgiveness. And I encourage you, if you are watching this video right now and you're thinking to yourself that this is a moment in time that it is my time right now to choose, I encourage you to just close your eyes and whatever the situation is, if it's a person, if it's a thing, if it is yourself, I want you to take 5 minutes. It's not hard. Even if you don't have 5 minutes, I want you to take 3 minutes. And I want you to sit in one place with your back supported, with your head straight. And I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold that breath for 5 seconds. And then let it go. And in that moment, I want you to visualize that situation, that person, if it's yourself, whatever it is, I want you to visualize that thing in front of you. And if it is a person, their words doesn't matter. It's you. This is a moment for you. And I want you to say to them, I forgive you. I want you to say to yourself, I forgive you. And I am choosing to let this go. I'm choosing to let this situation go. And I'm choosing to release it into the fullness of forgiveness himself. And I'm choosing to cut the anchor. This anchor doesn't hold me to this situation anymore. It doesn't hold me to these memories anymore. Cut the anchor and sail as far away as possible. And every single day you have the opportunity to choose again. And watch how your life from here on out will be transformed. Watch how miracles will just manifest themselves in your life. Watch the magnitude of this word just live full out. Because you'll start to live full out. You'll start to play full out. You'll start to be all that you were called to be because you're not carrying weights of the past. I love you guys and I bless you and I'm praying for you. We're all on this journey together. You're not alone. Love you guys, and I release you into the fullness of forgiveness and love and compassion himself. And I want to encourage you that you have a heavenly Father that loves you beyond anything. He loves you with an everlasting love. And no matter what you do, no matter what you've done, or no matter what you're doing right now, your heavenly Father is right there with you, and he is choosing every single second of every single day to be with you and to love you unconditionally, no matter what. You are forgiven, you are loved, and you were called to be a difference on this planet and to be a difference in the surrounding that you're in the workplace that you're in the family life that you're in the friendships that you're in the relationships that you're in. You are called to bring the light. So go out there and be amazing and bring the light. Love you.